Hello and welcome to another exciting match of Breath of the Wild Bingo Bash between Applefreezer and taykage. Today's match is being commentated by myself and Zinpars and is being
Yo,
restreamed by 31. Yo, what up? You excited for this match?
indeed. These are two very good bingo runners.
Yes. So here's our board. Custom made, so you cannot do the top left to bottom right diagonal. This board was
A beautiful square.
yes, Little Sister's Big Request is the theme of this board. El Texo, thank you for the raid of the Party of 10. Welcome, Raiders. Came just in time for the board reveal. So this is a custom-made board. I made this with Z2W, and it centers around Little Sister's Big Request, which is a side quest at South Akala Stable. You need to collect 3 dragonflies and give them to the little sister. What that is her big request. She's really into bugs. It's actually it's a kind of a multi-step quest. You do need to get an Amaranth to kind of start the quest chain. And there's like some back and forth talking between the bigger sister and the younger sister, but in general, the hard part is getting the three dragonflies.
Yeah, I've actually never done this in a bingo. It's like not a common goal, so I doubt the others know much about it as well, the runners.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I picked it to be the kind of the center of the board.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting. You can buy beetles or you can buy dragonflies from Beetle. And what Beetle sells is dependent on what stable you're at. So if they're smart, they'll look up this this board or this square and this like on the wiki, this side quest, and they can see. Oh, go ahead.
Recently I added the darners to the cheat sheet.
Oh, you did? Nice. Okay.
Yeah, under the recipes, there's a merchant section, and I added some of the stuff that Beetle sells.
Nice.
Now we're gonna see if they find the section or if they know it exists,
Yeah.
or they just Google it. I mean, there's tons of options.
So on the zeldadungeon.net wiki for this quest, it does list where you can buy each one. So electric darner you can only get at Riverside Stable. So you need 3 types of darners or dragonflies. There's the electric, the cold, and the warm. So you need one of each. So you can get the electric ones at Riverside. You can get the cold ones at Woodland and Karakara Bazaar. And then you can get the warm ones at a variety of stables, including Rito, Gerudo Canyon, Serene, and Snowfield. And alternatively, you could also just find them like in the world. But a lot of darner spawns are dynamic, which means you could go there and they just never spawn in.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more risky going for that. There are some super special rocks throughout Hyrule that have a darner underneath them.
Okay.
Yes, I think there's an electric darner rock near kind of like in between Plateau and Gerudo, near like where you get that ferry. There's like those pools of water and like those big trees, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's actually on the object map, that one.
Yeah. So there are some special rocks. So if they know about those dragonfly rocks, they could utilize those as well.
Apparently, all 3 of the darners are found on Mount Satori, but I think they only spawn when the lot of the mountain is there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Which is going to be pretty hard to time in a bingo.
Yeah.
I think he only spawns in on like the moon cycles. So unless you set up your bingo file to be on the correct moon, it's going to be pretty tough. But yeah, Dude-nificent asking in chat what line would the commentators do. So when I was testing this board, I did column 2. And I also had to fight the Igneo without ice arrows. So I was
I was
bring ice arrows.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for me.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. I was looking at column 1, but is the Guardian Shield Plus, is that from a modest test of strength?
Yeah, there's actually only according to the cheat sheet. So we, like, you and I could have slightly off info here. I know you made it,
Mhm.
but unless there's more than 2 Guardian Shields in the game, I think there's only 2 Guardian Shields in the game. 2
Yeah, it
Guardian
looks
Shield
like it.
pluses, and one of them you can't really realistically obtain, at least not easily, because it's the take a picture of the different types of
Oh
Guardians
no.
quest. So you basically have to go to what's it called? Uh,
Muvajim
yeah,
farm.
yeah, that's like the one kind of up on like the cliff, like overlooking the ocean. You know, kind of near like Eventide slash
Oh, okay, that one, yeah.
Tadachuki. Yeah, or Choskeda, excuse me.
Okay, that does make that column way worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah, we are doing
Oh,
10 minutes of routing time for this board, and the other semifinals match. Since we're in semifinals now, these boards are a little bit harder. So we figured doing 10 minutes of routing time is fair, because trying to pick a row is not easy on these custom boards. They're intended to be these custom boards are intended to make every row as doable as the next. There's some exceptions. Obviously, it's impossible to make every row doable. For example, on this board, row 2 is pretty rough. 8 shrine quests and defeat Ganon is a tall order, and then you throw in barbarian leg wraps on top of that, which it's just too much. If you compare that
Hmm.
row to like any other line, it's like not even a question which one you would do. Yeah, so and then also like row 2 is pretty rough. Or sorry, row 3. Because Guardian Shield, you're going all the way in the bottom right of the map. Shield surfing mini game, you're going all the way to the top left. Labyrinth Shrines take a little bit of time, and Into the Vortex Shrine Quest takes a little bit of time. On top of all of that, you need to get 3 dragonflies. So it's not the easiest row for sure. Yeah, Makar, Little Sister's Bigger Quest is the Darners one.
Wait. For Spring of Wisdom Shrine Quest, that's Nadra, right?
Yeah, that's Nadra.
Do you have to do the whole freeing sequence?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of the quest. So that one
Okay.
is a bit of a time sink.
Yep.
But you can get the scale, I think, from Castle to save you some time, I think. Oh wait, I wonder if you get the scale from Castle, you might be able to actually skip the freeing sequence.
Oh. Yeah,
I
no
think
idea
that's
if
I
that
think
works.
yeah, I think that's why we did that. I remember
Okay.
so I think there is still a little bit of cutscenes, but it's only like 30 seconds or so or a minute. But um yeah. I'll be honest,
Right, that's not that
I
bad
haven't done
then.
that in a long time, so I don't know off the top of my head. Better than Riddles of Hyrule Smile. They're both pretty fetch questy, but I guess Riddles of Hyrule has more stuff you have to get. I did learn something interesting about Riddles of Hyrule watching Tapir turn his in. He just dropped everything on once on the leaf pedestal to give it to the Korok instead of doing it one
Oh,
at a time. I didn't know you could do that.
that's smart.
Yeah. Okay, Crazy confirmed it. You can skip freeing with the castle scale. Okay. So if anybody's going for column 4 or row 5, they're definitely going to want to get that scale. Oh, you can buy the Lionel hoof from Beetle? What? I didn't know
Wait,
that.
what?
Is that true? There's no way you can buy a Lionel hoof with Beetle. Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, you're saying the Lionel hoof is way harder because you can't buy it from Beetle. I see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I
Not
mean,
be surprised.
yeah, Little Sister's Big Request is probably definitely easier than Riddles of Hyrule, but still no easy task because you have to route in where you're going to be doing all your buying from Beetle, and you technically don't have to if you're playing it risky. If you're trying to go really fast, you would be banking off dynamic spawns, I think, because I think that would be a little bit quicker, assuming you were able to route it in.
Yeah, I would probably go for the Beetle shops if I were playing, but it's going to be interesting to see what the runners decide on.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, we'll see someone fight a Lino without ancient arrows. That's always fun.
Oh.
One of my favorite custom squares that we've added. I think. Oh, and Guardian Shield Plus. I think those are the only 2 that are actually 10 ancient arrows. That's a new one too. So there's a few
Spring of
custom squares here.
Wisdoms, also a custom square.
I think that's a real one. I want to say
Okay,
that's
I think I've never
actually
seen it, but that's possible.
yeah.
Like
I
there's so
want to
many
say that
squares.
I want to say that one's actually in the current goal list. But if it's not in the current goal list, I think it's in the experimental one. And we're off.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Both,
So yeah, our two runners start with nothing in their inventory. They just completed the plateau, all 4 shrines, and watched the cutscenes. Which means that they now have to grab a lot of food and the shields and weapons.
yeah.
And maybe also heart, like Tay is doing right now.
Interestingly, Applefreezer got the bow and just dipped. He didn't even get arrows, which most people get the bundle of 5 from the pot inside of Temple of Time. I know Apple doesn't like getting a heart container or stamina vessel at plateau. Tay doing a sick little jig there on the railing.
Yeah, Tay is going for the guaranteed 5 bundle here.
Yep.
Which will allow him to wind bomb right away.
Apple's gonna have to continue to be joggers mode till he gets something to shoot. Where is he gonna
go
get?
for the arrows in the forest.
Okay, all right. Do you think he'll go for an early cook?
Oh, we could maybe.
He
We've
doesn't.
seen
He
that
doesn't.
from Maya.
Yeah, but he won't have any way to light it
Oh, it's
right
really
away.
different.
Yeah.
Tay is going for the torch here. Does that signify us he's going for the camera, or did he just grab it because it was there?
He might have just grabbed it because it was there. There's not really many camera required squares here.
Yeah,
If
I didn't
any,
really
actually.
see much.
Are there any?
Huh.
I actually don't think there are. Yeah, I don't think I. One of the things when making these boards was I either made the board camera like not require camera, but like Star Horse Picture required it, and so if I'm going to require camera, I'm going to put in a lot of camera squares. While otherwise, I tried to avoid doing too many camera focus squares because you see a lot of camera locked squares in just random generated boards like picture memories or quests or something like that. So I tried to avoid that when possible.
All right.
Oh, Makar pointing out that Tay likes to do the torch smuggle glitch when he goes to cold areas. So we might see him go to Hebra and do the shield surf minigame or maybe a labyrinth shrine. So that'll be something to look out for.
I see. The barbarian leg wraps, are those in the desert labyrinth?
Let me check.
Okay.
I want to say it's not. No, it's not that one. It's the Hebra one.
Oh, okay.
So Tay could be going for like row 1 or sorry, row no, there's no way he's going for row 2. So he could be going for column 1 or column 2 if he's planning on going to somewhere cold.
Yeah, I mean, even Spring of Wisdoms would be cold area.
Yeah. Also, welcome CBF, our third commentator.
Apologies. I was in dad mode for a little bit there.
No worries.
All right. How's it going? How's everybody? Hopefully well.
Yes, you came at just the right time. They're getting off plateau right now. Applefreezer's off, and Tay is, I think, trying to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple's wind bombing towards the stable here.
Which makes sense, because this is the only stable you can actually buy electric darners.
Oh, this one, okay.
Yeah, this is Riverside, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting with the stable names, so I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Some of them are not very descriptive. Oh yeah, right. You're the stable expert here.
There is no dog here, funny enough.
Yeah, I didn't know that for like
across the way.
Yeah, I didn't know that for the longest time. I just assumed every stable had a dog, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
And some of them have a dog, but they don't actually have a dog treasure. Is that right?
That is correct. Some of the stables actually, and some of them actually have 2 dogs, which some folks may not know as well.
Fun dog facts with
Yeah.
CBF.
Love it. Okay, probably worked in shield surfing.
All right,
mini
so
game.
Apple has a little bit of a lead in progress, but Tay has more food and
Got out there.
that
Oh, there
this
we
is
go.
going to be a bit of a longer goal board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movement required in this board, so having the required amount of health is or healing is going to be pretty important.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're more or less required to go to the Riverside stable, and the Riverside stable is not far away from Wetland stable, which has the Kiowan Forest and the plethora of resources there. We might just see them stop by Kiowan, which might be what Applefreezer is doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiowan generally always a good place to stop by because there's so much food there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would
if you really
say,
want
oh god,
food, if you really want food, then you can even cook it, especially used for stamina food if you have to maybe get a backup wind bomb somewhere.
mm-hmm.
Maybe their wind bomb.
Yeah.
Need to travel with your BTB a little further. But yeah, Endura shrooms, hardy radishes, mushrooms, apples, you name it, it's probably there.
Yeah. In terms of like really big resource, areas like this, there's probably 3 main ones that I see people go to bingo to a lot. There's Kiowan here, then there's Mount Satori, which has a bunch of durians and apples, and then Farron Tower has a bunch of durians nearby as well. Those are probably the 3 most common places I see people collect food, but I think Kiowan out of all of those might actually be the best just because of the large amount of stamina shrooms, or Endura shrooms, I should say.
Yeah.
It's also close to Kakariko, which you end up going to in many bingos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tay bought the electric downer, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going the opposite direction of Apple towards Faron.
Yeah. Which means
Maybe-
he might be going for Farron Tower, or he's going for Guardian Shield Plus. We still don't know if he's going to go for something. We know he's probably going to go somewhere cold since he picked up that torch. So column 1, column 2 is what I'm assuming he's going for, but we won't know until he marks a goal.
Yeah. I
Nice
feel like if he was going for Guardian Shield, he would go there later because he's going to need a lot of weapons for that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because
Apple cooking up some of his hardy radishes here.
When I thought about doing column 1, oh god, Tay's in trouble.
Oh no, he couldn't really see the ground there. The tree got in the way.
Yeah, I thought it was a leaf actually, and not the ground.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
But yeah, my plan for column 1 would have been something along the ways of getting the Gerudo set, then maybe going to the stash to get weapons or something, and the leg wraps to do more damage to the Guardian.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Oh,
ooh, we got a nice autosave there.
Yeah, Jason, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs.
Oh, thank you.
Gifting 5, and I'm one of the recipients. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, did you all already acknowledge which rows or columns you would do? 1 or 2, presumably.
Yeah, I did column 2 when I was testing this board with Z2W.
I would probably do column 1, but yeah, I don't know.
What about you, CBF?
I'm like looking through it right now because top left, bottom right is all little sisters, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone catch what Darner's Apple bought? Or
I think
assume he bought them.
I think he can only have electric at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they were more at the other stable, but
no, there's he bought 3 electric darners, but he only needs 1. But he might have just like menu messed up and said, "I'd give me all of them" or something. I don't know. They're not expensive. Sure. Yeah, maybe he thinks he needs 3 of each. He only needs 1 of each.
Yeah. And the GG is not perfect, so there's always a chance that it's wrong.
Yeah. But they're cheap. They're only like 10 rupees, I think, maybe 20 max. So, and he got the ruby, the DLC ruby. They did agree to use DLC.
Yeah.
So money routing is not tight at all for this bingo.
Yeah.
I guess if you're doing like flame breakers or snowquill headdress, they are. But even flame breakers you can get for free if you do the roundup. And the snowquill headdress, that's pricey. That's 2,000
Yeah.
rupees. You
Okay,
can
so
get
we have
500. But go ahead.
Tay going for Faron Tower. So that's
Yes.
column 2 or row 5 confirmed.
Yes, and I think it's safe to say that he's probably going to go for column 2 just because he picked up that torch. There's really no... Oh, I guess Spring of Wisdom, that is cold, right? That's a cold area.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, I guess we can't narrow it down completely. But if Tay picks the square that I picked, or the line that I picked, he picked column 2. So we'll see. Also, Tay's just better than me, though, so he might have picked column 5 and knows something I don't. With that said, though, Apple just BTB'd to Castle, looking like the new any percent route with the angle he's going towards. His stamina is really low, though. He runs out before he can get over this this goop.
Malice. Yes.
Yes,
Maybe he wants
Malice.
the ancient arrows. There's lots of them in the new route.
Yo, Z2, thank you for the raid.
Oh god, Apple's in the Malice.
No.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He's got all the healing food in the world from Kaiwan.
He did cook a lot. I think
Yeah,
usually
he did.
runners don't cook that much.
Yeah.
Playing
But
it safe,
he
though.
realized that it's going to be a long board.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? How did he? What? He got the cutscene there? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's on firm ground right now, so he should be
Yeah,
fine.
he should be okay. But man, I did not expect him to actually land where he did.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising that was technically considered ground.
Yeah. I feel like that happens a lot more often in Bug Limit as well. They get the cutscene at the actual pillar before they get into Castle for any percent.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's just because he landed kind of early and gave Castle a lot of time to load in.
Yeah, and that we know of, there's 9 ancient arrows at Castle, right?
I think there's more than that.
Probably.
I think there's 12.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of like where do you define, Castle? Because there is one ancient arrow in a chest. Oh my gosh, that was close.
Yeah.
So Apple's going for the clip here?
I think so. He's going to clip into the guards chamber and start hunting down ancient arrows, I think. And with that, Tay is going to BTB to Castle as well, it looks like.
Yeah.
He might be going this way just to head towards kind of the north part of the map. There is a Black Hinox in central Hyrule, but he doesn't really have the weapons to do that yet. So he might be going there to get some weapons for killing a Black Hinox if he's doing row 5, or he's just wants to go to like Woodland Stable, which is where he could buy another Darner.
But Flame Breaker.
Yeah.
He could also be on the way to Elden. Just going close to Castle.
Yeah. Doesn't hit the super there. But Apple is in. He tries to break the chest, but guess the axe isn't strong enough.
Yeah. Bomb arrows, falcon bow. I forget what's in this other box.
I think rupees?
Yeah, I think it may be a silver rupee. Yep. All right.
This is kind of a treat to see the new Castle stuff in a bingo. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, I've been here before in bingos, but it was very...
No, oh my gosh. He almost got curb stomp. Where did that Lizalfos come from? What?
So, a quick thing. What happens is if you walk near those Lizzos for some reason, regardless if you're parrying down, they'll hear you.
Gotcha.
Which is the unfortunate piece. So you actually have to like try and hide prior to knocking out that moblin.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He did get the Nature Scale though, so that's really interesting. That means he's more or less confirmed row 5 or column 4.
Yeah.
Wait, but he's getting ancient arrows. Oh, now I'm double confused because he can't be doing column 4 if he's getting ancient arrows because he can't kill a Lionel with ancient arrows.
Yeah, maybe he just wants them for killing some Lizalfos or Moblins.
Yeah.
Castle.
Curious.
I guess they're right there. You might as well just get them if they're on the way. You can use the 10 ancient arrows to defeat Ganon. That is true, Crazy. That was
That
one of
is
the
true.
main things I did about this, like that line was that it had some good synergy there.
What do you think of Newcastle route, or did you make that one
Oh.
before?
I made this before the Newcastle route, so it was kind of just a coincidence.
Nice.
Yeah. Apple missing a wind bomb there and kind of getting stuck. He's thinking about going for a load. He did just get one right after that chest, so it's not like he really is going to be losing much time.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I was worried that it would be before a chest or something.
No,
Yeah.
it should have saved right after he got those ancient arrows, which is basically where he left.
Yeah, he'll have the arrows in his inventory already. The unfortunate piece is that Lizalfos now is spawned back at the top of that staircase. Up in, exit out. That's fine.
That is a good point, Makar. You can use the ancient arrows to kill a Hinox, so it'd be interesting if they were both going for column 5. But judging by the fact that Tay hasn't gotten the Niger scale yet, makes me think, oh wait, he's getting something else. This might be. Oh,
Niger
okay.
scale.
He's got this. He got the scale while Apple got the thing,
Claw.
the nail claw. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get the claw? Okay.
Yeah, he got. So wow. They're getting. There's two major.
Oh,
Apple getting smacked by that mob
Yeah.
while the room is still unloaded too.
Yeah,
That's
that Moblin is a jerk. Especially
Wow.
if you're doing out of bounds.
So that more or less confirms that Tay's doing row 5.
Yeah.
And
I
And
have a
maybe Apple
question.
too. Sure.
Does the native fang work for the quest, for the shrine?
I want to say yes. I think it can be any part, but I do always see people do the scale when I see them do runs.
I somehow thought that it needed the scale, but I never really tried anything else.
Yeah, I've never tried anything else, but whenever I see someone do it, it's always the scale. But I want to say any part works.
Yeah, well, the scale is the easiest to get in Castle, I'm pretty sure, so it will make sense. Oh god, that bomb is floating. For Apple.
Was it like in an updraft or something?
Yeah, from the laser.
Oh, oh my gosh, Apple. It's making me scared. Wind bombing in Castle is not easy. There's a lot of lag, and they're due to the map not having, a north pointing, telling you where to look. It's really easy to dead angle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The opposite just warp out of Castle. He seems like he's pretty done with it.
That's also a threat.
Tay opting to do the old Castle routing. My guess is to get enough weapons to kill a Black Inox. After warping out, Apple decides to go to Stasis Shrine. So he might be BTBing again from Temple of Time.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
maybe. I mean, if he wants to go to Faron, he could be doing the Monkey percent BTB.
Or he could be just going straight to Gerudo. You can BTB from Temple of Time to Wasteland.
That's also true.
How awesome is this? We get to watch both versions of the any percent Castle.
Yeah, right. This is really cool.
Yeah, I also think that the runners are overestimating the Black Hinox a bit, because I think if you have like one decent two-hand weapon and a few arrows, it's an easy fight.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think out of all the bosses, like Hinox, Molduga, Taluses are probably the easiest, just assuming you have a hammer. But after that, Hinoxes really aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Where's Apple going? Oh, he canceled the BTB. Okay.
Tay
Maybe
also
he just set up, so I'm not sure where he wants to go.
Tay is struggling with wind bombing out of Castle as well, like we saw Apple earlier. That was crazy that he was able to lock on. So right there, Tay dropped a square bomb so that way he could see what direction he should aim, because the square bomb will always face the cardinal directions when you drop it. And so he doesn't have the compass to tell him which, like, to easily tell which where to aim. But by dropping the bomb like that, he was able to just win bomb out without dead angling, which is a little tip that some people don't know.
It's a neat little trick for areas like castle or sandstorm areas or even shrines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where he's going with his BTB.
Yeah. He may be heading to
I know that setup.
I think this is a Gerudo Wasteland setup. I want to say. Oh no, this is a Farron setup that I've never seen before.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it works. That's nice.
Okay. All right.
And I believe Tay's at Woodland Stable now.
Yeah.
So he's going to be buying his warm Darner. Or is it, no, cold Darner? Which one is it? Let's find out.
It's the, what is it called?
Cold Darner. There it is.
Cold Darner, yeah.
So Tay has 2 of his 3 dragonflies. Just needs to get the warm one, which is actually the easiest one because it's at like 4 different stables.
Yeah.
And he picked up some razor shrooms from nearby in that forest to cook a 2 times attack of food for his Black Hinox fight.
Okay, Apple also going for Fire Tower.
So more or less confirmed, they're definitely both going for row 5.
Yeah. Gotta love a good midair.
Neither one of their players did pick up an Amaranth, but there is an Amaranth like right at a South Kala stable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient.
So, yeah, it's super convenient. There's literally just one, like just north of the sheep pen or whatever you want to call it. So they don't really have to worry about getting one on the way.
Yeah.
Assuming they know about that one or they check object.
Those Polish Alphas, they were just dancing around the ruins and then they got bombarded by bomb arrows.
Yeah.
Apple violently collects them from them.
Yeah.
Apple getting a kind of a sad wind bomb there, so he's gonna end up having to climb the tower.
Yeah, he has stamina food, but maybe just wait for his stamina to come back.
Yeah.
What is the Amaranth for?
The Amaranth is to start the quest chain for Little Sister's Big Request. It's kind of like a 2-part quest where you have to give the big sister an Amaranth, and then she tells you to go talk to her little sister, and then the little sister tells you to go get 3 types of bugs because her sister hates bugs, and then you keep talking back and forth until you're done, basically.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Tay's currently looking something up. Maybe the location of the last Darner, maybe some black Hinox spots.
Yeah. This is it's a good time for Apple to catch up a little bit here, because
Yeah.
the fact that he's able to watch this cutscene while Tay's looking up where to go is a big help for him, because he'll mark this score off and they'll be more or less tied because they've both been to Castle and they've both been to Farron, and they both have a part of Nadra that they can use at the Spring of Wisdom.
I like Apple's decision to go to Castle first because there's a black Hinox close to Faron Tower at the Three Brothers Shrine.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking of going there right now, and then maybe from there to Nadra. I'm not sure how far that is.
It's not too bad. There's a hill or 2 in the way though. So it could be a little bad.
Three Brothers is also pretty high.
That's
I think
true.
you can easily get to Hateno from there, and from Hateno, I guess you could go to Nadra from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just be, 2-3 wind bombs from the Hateno lab?
I think it's a lot more because you need a ton of height.
Hmm.
You can get in 2 wind bombs. You can get to the other shrine in the snow, and then from there you could do an ollie clip if you're fancy, or a 3 launch and then like 2 or 3 more wind bombs.
Yeah.
Tay knows how to ollie clip. I know he hates the trick though.
I'm sure he would go for it if he actually is at that shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple, I think, getting a lag stop there, which is unfortunate. Farron's one of the laggiest areas in the game.
Yeah.
So Tay's doing the all dungeons BTB here, which will get him close to Mansatori or to another BTB spot. Wait,
So
actually,
this
where's
is
the Little Sister's big request?
Little Sister's big request at South Akala Stable. So
Kala, okay.
I'm a little confused on why he's going this way. He might just be going to Rito Stable because that's where you can get a warm Darner.
All right.
Because this more or less, this BTB here can take him pretty close to Rito Stable. To Bantha Stable, I don't know what they sell there, but it's not Darners. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised he chose Rito though. I feel like he might have been able to pick a different stable, but there might be. Oh, there is a Black Hinox kind of near Rito, I think, right?
Oh,
So
I'm not sure.
maybe I want to say there is, if my memory serves correctly.
I think there's one near Satori Mountain as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone
we'll
from
see in
there
a
now.
second. Yeah, he's definitely leaving there, so we'll see. But
Oh, there is one in Rito. Okay.
yeah, so there's a cold Darner at Karakara, but I know Tay already has his cold one.
Yeah.
He went to Woodland Stable. It would have been smart, I think, for him to get it at Karakara though, because he's buying Gerudo clothes if he's doing row 5.
There's a chance he's just doing this way to get to Gerudo set. Maybe he's not comfortable with going
Oh,
different plateau.
he might be doing like the cut the car movement, maybe. I don't know. We'll see in a sec. This BTB is kind of a big one because he can go either way here. He could go towards cut the car or he could go towards Rito. And it looks like he's going towards Rito. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does
Well,
need
the map is a
money.
different spot than usually, but
Oh, he went straight up
not a
there.
big difference.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Yeah. Round 2.
Thankfully, he'll be asleep again. Just wakes him up.
They both, if they're both going for row 5, which they've led us to believe,
Yeah.
they do need 600 rupees to get the Gerudo set, but there's 300 in the stash, so they only have to scrape together another 300. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, okay.
Wow. I was like, oh, that bullet time was really late, but he just barely bounced off of it.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Look how low of an angle that is. And it's going like right to the stable almost. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Does anyone know where
Wow.
Apple is right now?
I want to say somewhere in Lanaru. He's maybe going towards the Spring of Wisdom. I'm just guessing because it's raining. What tower was that?
Yeah, I'm surprised by the rain. I think he's still close to the Three Brothers quest. Maybe he's looking for the Hinox.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think that's Hateno to his left. He's kind of like in between like Hateno and Farron right now, like on that mountain range.
Yeah.
And last time he actually told me that he never done this shrine quest. So there's a chance that he doesn't know where the Hinox actually is.
It's kind of a weird one. It's tucked away.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Tay already bought the Darner. I didn't actually see him do it.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
So he's got all 3.
Yep.
And right now, I think he's actually going towards that Black Hinox that I was talking about. I think it's a little northwest. Or
it should be this one, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, yeah. So they're both rolling up on a Hinox, actually. That's kind of crazy.
It actually looks pretty different in the rain. That probably makes it even harder to find.
Yeah.
Getting
The
some
weapons,
just in
the
case.
weapons on this guy aren't the
Smart.
best, but he doesn't really need them. He's got 3 ancient arrows and did he get a different bow? Or does he only have that? Ooh, that bow is not the best. Oh, okay. Okay, the knight's bow is a little bit better. This is going to be annoying to do at night because there's still goblins. So Tay has a double up attack food.
Yeah.
So this fight's going to go by a lot faster for him. And he has lots of bomb arrows. So you can see just getting those headshots.
Oh.
The Royal Guards bow as well. So
Yeah.
that's just an assist with the.
His damage output is just insane in comparison to Apple's.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's getting bombarded. Like, look at that. Is that like 5 Bokos
Yeah.
on his screen right now? My goodness.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
That is so much damage.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, he had how many gold hearts did he have? They had like 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, I thought he was for sure safe, at least with one-shot protection.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. Tay about to check off his box.
Collecting the spoils first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hinox actually drop a lot of food. That's quite useful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I hope
Tay,
Apple
mark off.
knows where he spawned. And how to get to the Hinox.
That was really crazy. Like the fact that both of them started their fights at the same exact time. That was interesting. Oh.
Yeah, Tay played that fight very safe. He, I think, only used the bow, right? He just went into bullet time for all his shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also a smart shot that I personally wouldn't even have thought of going to bullet time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's actually walking back to the shrine and maybe going to Gerudo now
Yeah.
to buy the clothes. That's some smart routing.
Yeah. Everything he's
I hope
doing right now
the
is very
speed TP
central.
will work out because usually the moblin is a different spot and not asleep.
Yeah.
I think he did well.
It seems like Apple might have just decided to go for a different Inox completely.
Oh, I see.
Because after he reloaded there, he decided to go to Hatena. And so now we see Tay going for that kind of all dungeons routing to cut the
Yeah,
car.
should be a quick way to
Yeah.
get to Gerudo Town.
He doesn't actually need to do like, you know, it doesn't need to actually unlock cut the car because he doesn't need to go and fight Koga at all. Ooh, little cheeky midair to get up to these luminous stones. He's gonna need a little bit more money. He needs like 300 rupees, and this is more than enough. Luminous stones are selling for what these days? Like 7 or 80, I think.
Yeah.
So he only needs like 4 or 5 of them.
He might,
Yeah,
like, if he
600
doesn't get
rupees.
enough, he can also go to the Gerudo stash.
Yeah, I was just assuming he was going to go to the Greater Stash.
Oh.
It's basically on the way, right? I mean, more or less.
If he has the ruby and enough ore, luminous ore.
I think he
Oh, and
might have.
Mermaid.
He sold his ruby already.
Yeah, for the Darners, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're seeing the weapon smuggling right now.
Yeah. Makar
reason I
called
picked
this.
up the torch.
Makar called this out like in chat within the first couple minutes of the run, and we're finally getting to see it now. So he has 1 cold resistance on, and he's carrying a torch, which basically is the equivalent of having 2 cold resistance, which you need in order to not take damage in this area.
Yeah, he can keep the torch. Like, with the weapon smuggling glitch, he can do pretty much anything without putting the torch away, like wind bombing, running around.
The one thing he can't do is throw aim, which most
Yeah.
people throw aim to line up their wind bombs. So he will have to scope aim or bow aim, but I think he's probably going to scope aim.
Actually, you also can't talk to NPCs because Link puts away the torch afterwards.
Oh, yeah, good point. So, but that really won't matter, right? By the time he's out of here, he won't really need it anymore. He
Yeah,
really
it's
just needs
just-
it for this movement. Wow, is he going to
He
get
might
bullet
last
time?
bingo.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. That would be
Probably.
nuts. That slope was not very steep.
That would have been insane. Trying to catch air from that.
Yeah. But Apple is more or less at Nadro right now. I think this wind bomb might be the last one he has to do. Oh, hits the side of the mountain.
Ooh, please don't
That
die.
is-
Okay.
That is steeper than I thought.
Yeah, and Apple does not have cold resist or a torch, so
Yeah.
he's constantly taking damage.
Yeah.
I think he wants this ore. But Link doesn't.
Would have
Oh,
been sick. That's
I thought that Apple was going for a Korok when he shot that ice with the fire arrow, but it turns out it's a Lysalphus.
oh.
Not quite the same. Yeah, Tay going for the stash, getting the extra rupees, and more weapons.
Potentially, no bomb arrows.
So yeah, Tay's at 480. He only needs to sell 2 luminous stones, so he's big chilling. And I'm pretty sure he might not have even technically needed to farm those because I think Hinox parts sell for like 20 or 25 each, and he got a decent number of them. He could probably sell food if he really needed to, but getting the luminous stones is just kind of the safe bet, and it was a sick midair to get them. So going into VR to get lag to do that super, there's not a lot of good sources of lag to get a super there. So by going into VR mode and looking at the tower, you can get a consistent amount, or get it consistently, I should say.
Yeah.
We did Apple get the quest. The quest starts in Hateno, right?
I believe you're correct. He was in Hideno. I didn't actually see him talk to any NPCs.
I didn't pay attention because I kind of forgot about this.
Yeah. So this was the cutscene I knew you had to do no matter what. But after this, normally you're supposed to free Nadra and watch, do that whole sequence. But since he already collected the claw in Castle, he won't need to do that.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I don't think.
To let
Go
him
ahead.
in. No, I'm curious to see if it'll let him in. Like I couldn't find anything in trying to Google very quickly whether or not a claw would work.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Or a guinea pig. I don't know pronunciation. I'm sorry.
No, that was right. Guinea pig. I just thought it was funny that you're calling him a guinea pig because none of us have done this.
And it doesn't.
Okay. Wait. Hold on.
Oh, it doesn't.
Wait.
Oh no.
Oh no. Does the
Try
fang
it
not
again.
work?
Yeah. I
It
don't
looked
think
like it was sparkling, doesn't it?
No.
It's supposed to happen faster than that, though.
That's really
No
sad.
way. It has to be at
No.
scale?
Yeah, it may.
That's tragic.
The only
Well, what's
option
he gonna
is
do now?
I mean, other than going back to Castle, freeing Nadra, I think would be his next option.
Yeah, problem is if he goes back to Castle, he doesn't have a warp spot up here, so he has to go up all the way again.
Oof. That is rough.
That's unfortunate. That's gonna set him back a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And Tay making some sales.
He's opting to sell his Hinox parts. Wow. The fangs go for 35. Good to know. I think the toenails are 25.
He has a lot of money now.
Yeah, I think he didn't really need that much. It's only 600, right, for the set.
Yeah.
And he won't need any more for the rest of the run, for this line at least.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Tay didn't need to change time of day, did he?
No, he did not.
Wow, that is, I'm sorry, just it's blowing my mind that his routing got him here right at the time that he needs to be here, because this NPC only shows up after noon.
I didn't know
in-game.
that. I did not
Yeah.
know that. I assumed they were there like from morning to night. I didn't know it was afternoon. That's crazy.
Yeah. You can only talk to this NPC after 12 in game time. That is wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Cobb pointing out, like, wouldn't it have just been faster to just free Nadra at that point?
Yeah.
And while it's true he didn't have cold resistance, he still had 3 hearts or three gold heart food, which you can tank a lot of cold damage with 3 gold heart foods.
Yeah.
I think it might have been worth going for, but then again, I also don't really know how long that sequence is in terms of time and how hard it is. And he might not know that either, so he might want to just go and get the scale anyways. We could also be wrong entirely, and you can't skip this, but I'm pretty sure I'm 99% sure you can skip the whole freeing scene with a scale, but apparently it just has to be a scale.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Makar, yes, afternoon because of time of day. The NPC is not up there at night. So because 5:15 is what we're stuck at for AD and AMQ, the NPC is perpetually up there. But because of time of day, they aren't up there at night. So we would have to wait until afternoon in order to then interact with them. I don't know why, but that's just kind of the way that it shakes out with that particular NPC. because you have to talk to not only the person outside of God, I forget the shrine that's right in front of Gerudo, but then you also have to talk Dako Chisei, thank you, and then you also have to talk to the NPCs inside of that building that this particular yeah, there you go, thank you. But yeah, so time of day affects when that NPC is up there, if it is active.
Gotcha. So Apple,
to the reason why Apple maybe not has done the quest, because like there's a chance that he doesn't know how long it takes. Like in my mind, I just see that NATO quest is incredibly long, so I want to avoid it at all costs. And I might have gone to Kaz as well. So maybe he thought something similar.
yeah. Take BT Bean from Castle towards Kakariko, getting a sick midair right at the end of his BTB to get up to the wind bomb spot, but then unfortunately lag stops doing another wind bomb to go towards Kak.
Oh,
unfortunate,
nice,
but yeah, it does a sick backup midair though, so he's chilling. Tay's movement looking really clean though right now.
So he is going to Kakariko, but I assume he's just gonna go to Nadra from here.
Yeah, my guess is he's gonna. Well, he might. I wonder if he's gonna do a BTB or if he's just gonna wind bomb his way over. Because there's a moblin kind of near that picture memory. I think he's mostly alone. He might try to go for some kind of crazy BTB up to the top of the mountain, but I don't know of any set BTBs in any routes that do that. To my knowledge. Tay has a scale. Tay got the scale when he went to Castle.
Yeah, but it's really unfortunate for Apple because that's such a niche information, because even if you shoot a dragon, it will always drop you a scale the first time, even if you hit the horn or anything else. So I guess no one even tried doing that before with a scale, without a scale.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Imagine not watching my AS runs. True. Right.
So Apple, I think, is at Woodland Stable getting his selling his pain. No, this is a custom board, Roko. Look at the bottom left. It says no top left, bottom right. Come on. read the fine print on the layout. This is a custom board, which requires them to. Every line has to do Little Sister's Big Request, which is the theme. TLBR means top left, bottom right. Diagonal. Excuse me, losing my voice. Diagonal. Yeah, so this board revolves around every line having to do the same quest, or basically all the custom boards work like that, more or less. There's one quest or one square. They kind of just shook, like the way it shook down was the way it kind of came out was that they're all quests, more or less. And wow, Tay is going for it. Is this I haven't seen this BTB before. No ice arrow headshot? What?
That would have been insane.
Is he out of ice arrows? He must be. There's no reason he would go for that otherwise, right?
Probably.
That would have been nasty.
Can you get him to Nadra? Because I think in all shrines it's used to get to a 10 or.
Oh, okay.
Or at least it was at some point. I think rounds.
He probably just wanted the height, even if it didn't take him directly there, right? I mean, just getting high up and then doing a midair, right?
It's probably
get him
5 midairs to get all the way up there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But maybe he has stamina food.
Oh, Applefreezer, unfortunately, taking a death there. Yeah, he doesn't have any ice arrows. He's lighting his torch again, though. Doesn't have cold food this time, but he got the smuggle glitch again. Do you think we're gonna see
cold resistance?
No, he doesn't.
No.
Does he need 2 time for this? Oh, he does. He does. I didn't think he did. I assumed he only had 1, but he planned ahead and got 2.
Yeah, I think you need level 2 for almost all the cold regions.
Okay.
Yeah.
My guess is that he doesn't need it till he gets a little bit higher up, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, ooh, that was scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tay's been the first person that I've seen use the smuggle glitch to kind of negate the need for like the double X or the double cold food, which is super interesting. I think last time he used the blue flame for this segment.
Yeah, it's really resourceful.
Yeah. It's built different.
Crazy saying in chat that he thinks it's cool that I'm forcing runners to do quests we wouldn't normally see. I think it's cool as well. I'm a little
Hell
biased.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the whole goal, right? It's like people see Little Sister's big requests, myself included, on a bingo board, and you're just instantly like, I'm not doing that. I don't even know what it is. and so by forcing it to be in every line, which is really easy to do just by putting it on a diagonal,
Yeah.
is a easy way to force people to do that. You guys are all lucky I didn't put Stranded and Eventide on a diagonal, though. I definitely put it in a lot of boards, though. Nobody's done it. I was a little annoyed.
True.
Everyone's avoiding it. It's really easy. I got sub 3 Eventide like yesterday.
Yeah. Also, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eventide's easy, you guys. Trust me. We're over 45 minutes. Good point. Good point, 31. This is a personal win for me after Tay destroyed the other board that he did.
It was 35 minutes, right? That last board.
Yeah,
That
it was crazy fast. I think it was 34, maybe. I don't even know.
is...
Is he too? When am I going to put in Terrytown? I'm not that evil. I'm not that sadistic. I would never make somebody do Terrytown.
I would 100% love that.
Somebody else can run their own Bingo tournament and do that. I would never do that to somebody. That's cruel and unusual.
Maybe in a very long bingo board.
Yeah, we'll make a new category. We'll make a new category on Bingo Sync, very long.
Yeah.
You add each one of those segments to build Terrytown on a line, and then that way they're forced to do it.
The Terrytown line, I could get behind that, where like everything kind of synergizes, maybe.
Yeah.
But man, that is not easy.
Wood farming and bingo, people arrive.
Okay, so Tay had a scale, and the scale actually opens the shrine. I don't think he was in a Tenno, so he doesn't have the quest yet.
Yeah, but you can just unlock the shrine and then go get the quest, and it'll basically instantly complete. So
Yeah.
and in terms of pathing, it's definitely easier to go from the top of a mountain to Tenno than the other way around.
That's true. And App is going for a BTB to Gerudo. I hope he's not gonna die. Okay, good.
Oh, Tay did the smuggle glitch, but he wasn't fast enough to light it with that first fire arrow. It went out so fast. Oh, he didn't actually light the... Wait, how did that not light the first time? Oh, I think maybe because he stepped through water? I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, the
Oh,
torch is
perhaps.
into the water.
Oh, okay.
So as he's jogging, it's just kind of touching water.
Finals should be built Terrytown.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that in a lockout.
Oh, God.
Then one person did the first step faster, and then it's over.
So Tay is on great pace here. He's gonna turn in this Spring of Wisdom Shrine quest, and he has all 3 of his Darners. It'll be interesting to see the kind of movement he does to get to South Akala Stable. Did he unlock? I don't think he did unlock Talaneg at Kakariko.
I don't recall seeing him unlock it.
That would, I think.
But knowing he may have.
Yeah, he might have. I'm trying to
Just
think
out of-
what would be the fastest, the closest he's been to South Akala, I think, was there. Woodland Stable, I mean.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have ice arrows, I think, so
Oh, yeah.
BTBing might be off the table.
I was like, he's just gonna light everybody's stuff on fire. Oh, a blood moon. Interesting.
Oh.
Wow. This is the second Panic Blood Moon of the tournament.
Interesting.
And I think Tay was the other one. I think this is Tay's second one. He's
Yeah,
2
and
for
it
2.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was here. You know, if you arrive here too quickly, you'll get it. We get it sometimes in dog percent.
Wow.
You get the panic blood moon. Yeah. But they're two. Yeah,
Tay
so
too fast.
yeah, just too speedy. But there is a BTB that you can, or 2 BTBs that'll actually get you to Akala from Mount Lanayru, which is nice. Oh,
No way. No
Cold damage.
way Applefreezer just died of cold damage in the middle of a BTB. That's
Unfortunate.
so unfortunate.
All right, Tay
Oh my
turning west. We're not too sure, but it may be just causing loads to happen very quickly on arrival to Hateno specifically. I honestly don't. I for the life of me don't understand why it happens, but
So
it does
from my limited understanding of Panic Blood Moons, basically Blood Moons are the game's mechanic to basically garbage collect the world, more or less. You know, the world is loaded so much, so many things get loaded, so many things
Mhm.
change from the base state of the map, more or less, that over time the game runs a blood moon so that way it can reset everything to its
Gotcha.
kind of default state. And so by speedrunning and loading and unloading and changing so much stuff throughout the world, you can get a panic blood moon like that. And so I think moving quickly and going into and out of laggy areas like Hateno or like Eldin or I think Farron, maybe, I don't know. You kind of are more or less forcing the game to blood moon early.
Gotcha.
Because it's the game is like panicking and freaking out, like, wow, you've done so much, and it thinks it needs to do a blood moon when it really probably doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Maybe it does, I don't know. But the blood moons are weird.
Yeah.
I'd love to see this game's code and see what the actual conditions are that they use to trigger it.
Yeah. So something really cool. Apple just did a BTB that Vivox has been working on for all dungeons.
Really?
Yeah. So V has been working on this BTB for a while now. It essentially is supposed to take you to the stash, if I'm not mistaken.
To the town.
Yeah, there you go. And then from there, it's just a matter of wind bombing up to the stash to grab what you need. Yeah. Yeah, we had mentioned it to Oh. No.
Oh, no.
It wasn't the cold this time.
No, it's the heat.
Apple having a rough time.
Yeah.
I really hope he got an autosave.
And we're watching Tay
Kind of just float. Oh, he was typing in chat. I don't get to do my fave BTB sad face. So he opted to warp to Mount Lanayru Shrine that he just unlocked.
He's sliding all the way down. No way.
He's saving the clip.
Okay.
You can actually do anything if you're in that state.
Really?
Sure.
I thought you could jump. No?
Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. That was a really steep one.
Yes, maybe in the first second or so you can't do anything. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you can just jump. All right, and we get to see it again for those of you that missed it. People G. Eats.
It's a really nice BTB. Looks very scenic.
Yeah, and depending on where it is that you're going, you can either drop or just let it ride. Eat some stam food.
Does Apple have any stam food left? I saw Tay had 1 or 2.
I think he has 1 left, and he still has some hearty food that I saw.
Feel like using a stam food here might be worth it.
Yep, also
If
true,
he-
Makar.
If he has it. Oh, he does. Okay.
Testing it out, right? For best ending, potentially. Yeah, he got a good one. Good angle. Enough speed to get him all the way over here. black stuffs.
So is Apple going right of Sora's domain?
Tay. And
Tay,
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. That's an area that you don't see often.
Yeah, you're right. There is a BTB kind of from Tingle Island that he might go for, but I don't think it's not explicitly necessary, I'd say. But the fact that he went, yeah, I think he's gonna go for it.
Doesn't have
Just
ice
'cause-
arrows.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're right. I keep forgetting that. Maybe he's
Yeah,
gonna go for
he's
another
already past it.
headshot.
He's
That
already
was
past
why-
the BTB as well.
Yeah, that's why he said he can't go for his favorite BTB.
I think his favorite one is the one on Mount Lanero. With the
Oh,
south.
okay, gotcha. This is the sickest grind of all time.
Yeah, Tony Hawk would be proud. All right.
Do you think he's gonna go? Do you think he's gonna go for the headshot BTB? Oh, that was a really low wind bomb. Oh no. He still has one stam food left, so he can midair out of this pretty easily. Ooh, going for the fast horizontal. Let's go.
Those are cute. All right, and Apple finally making it over to the NPC for the Gerudo set.
Wait, is he at the North Okala stable?
Tay is heading towards the North Akala stable. He will find out shortly. That is not the right one.
Ask whether or not we knew if he was.
This is not the castle he is looking for.
No.
I think he is realizing it right about now. Luckily, this is about as close as you can get in terms of stables without actually going to the right one.
Correct.
I guess maybe Foothill Stable is a little bit closer, but Foothill Stable also has like a mountain in between the two. So
Yeah, he actually also needs to get up pretty high, I think, unless he keeps this height, which is gonna be hard.
did he just shoot that chicken, or what was that? That was a dog. Oh my god! Tay
Very
confirmed dog murder.
Should call
Cruel-
Peter.
Cruelty percent.
Call pizza. What if Tay actually makes like anti-dog percent, where you go around to every stable and shoot every dog?
God.
That'd be crazy.
It's actually gonna be longer than All Dog Treasures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be longer. Oh, Tay running out of stam. Still chained quite a few mid-airs though.
Yeah. Grabbing some food. And did we confirm whether or not Tay grabbed the armor axe, or is he going to grab it right now?
He's probably gonna grab it right now. I don't think either one of them have picked it up yet.
Right. Apple getting Gerudo set. We get to see Trap Link once again.
Oh, Tay has a stam food still. I didn't know that. Probably gonna use it right here, I would imagine, if he needs to. Kind of hard to see in this cloudy weather,
Yeah.
but he's close.
So it's much closer to the shrine that he was looking at.
Yeah. Apple gets his Gerudo set. Decides to warp out, I think, towards Plateau. I didn't actually see that.
And there he is.
The elusive fox gets away.
Yeah.
Doesn't suffer the same fate as the dog.
Grabs the armor axe. Gets rid of the weapon.
Oh, he warped to a 10-0. That makes sense.
Terry clearing out his inventory before he gets to his final.
And now it's just kind of a mashers to the end for Tay. This quest actually has a lot of text mashing. So you talk to the older sister to start the quest, and then you have to talk to the little sister, and then talk to the big sister, and then I think you talk to the little sister one more time.
Is the NPC normally in one of those houses? Because both of the runners went into those houses.
I guess. I actually don't know. For Tay, she was in the field, but I think it's time of day based, maybe?
Yeah, time of day based. In the afternoon, in the afternoon she's in her home. In the early morning, she is out in the field, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Tay struggling to find the little sister. This gives Apple a chance to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, it's pretty unlikely that Apple's going to be able to clutch this one out, considering Tay just found the little sister.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was brutal, Tay. That was right in the face, dude. He just broke her nose with an axe.
God.
He's lucky this NPC doesn't have a weapon. If you attack NPCs with weapons, they mess you up. They don't actually do any heart damage, but they ragdoll you. Okay, Tay, banned. You can't hit children. Gonna have to adjust the rules.
No cruelty allowed.
Oh god, busted out the bomb arrows. Tay checking to make sure what he has to do to actually complete the quest, and he just has to talk to the big sister one more time.
Yep.
Gets the reward and gets the quest complete. And that's GG.
Oh my god. Oh. Wait, no, he hasn't completed it. Oh, GG's.
See if our runners would like to hop in VC for an interview. Welcome, Tay.
Ooh, oh, ooh, ooh.
How'd you feel about the board in general?
Lasted way too long. You picked a really good board.
Nice.
That's all over 30 minutes.
GG's, Apple.
GG's.
Jeez.
What'd you think of the board, Apple?
I hated it. It's not just the board, it's just like how I played it. I played it so bad. I had like so much lack of knowledge for this as well.
Okay, well, in your defense, nobody actually knew if the fang or I think you got a fang or a nail, whatever it was going to work or not.
I mean, the second I got the fang, I was like, wait, it's the fang, right? I don't know if this works, and then just committed to it. It was a bad idea.
Yeah, I didn't know it had to be a scale. That's news to me and probably most people watching. Crazy pointed out, I think, or somebody did, that when you shoot Nadra, like during that sequence, like if you were to do the freeing sequence, it always gives you a scale no matter what you shoot.
Yeah.
Which
the
I didn't
first
know
arrow
either.
shot on each dragon will always be a skill, no matter what dragon.
Oh, interesting.
And then after that, it'll be whatever you hit.
Okay. That's kind of dumb, in my opinion, but whatever.
They have that so you can get the skills for the shrines.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Well, you both picked the same line. What made you guys pick that line out of all the possible ones that you could have chosen? Were there any other ones that you were considering?
Column 3 was the one I was gonna go for, and then I was like, do I know 8 shrine quests? And then I started counting in my head.
Oh,
and
you
I
don't
was
want to
like, I
do
know
8 shrine
7.
quests. That's terrible. I saw that
Yeah.
one. I was like instantly, no, not gonna do 8 shrine quests, whatever happens.
See, it's got synergy though with the 6 heart containers.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
basically 2 for 1.
that's what I was thinking of. And then there's like a couple shrine quests on the way to Rito, so that'll knock out the Snow Cool Headdress as
Mhm.
well, and then the Black Hinox in Rito as well. So like that was originally what I was gonna go for, but I only knew 7 shrine quests, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to look something up.
Yeah, that would have been a
But
little risky.
I had to look stuff up with row 5 anyway.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw you pause for a little bit there.
No, you played that really well, Tay. Like I
You
was
did.
saying, I didn't see you turn. I didn't see you turn it till afternoon to get when you got to Kara to speak to the NPC for the Gerudo set. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
interesting.
Also, I was like well too stacked for the Hinox as well as the rupees, and I was like, wow, I just wasted time. I could have been sub 1 hour.
Yeah, you were you were more than good on rupees, which was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know I knew Hinox parts sold for a little bit, but yeah, you were set. But yeah. Apple, what about you? Were there any other rows you were considering? Or lines?
I was kind of thinking of column 2, but since I don't know the shield surfing minigame at all, like I would have. I know where it is now,
Hmm.
but I don't know how to get there fast. I don't know how to really do it, and so it was like, it's not that I don't have enough information for this. So I
Yeah,
just was like, nah.
I feel you. That's the one I did when I did this board. Was column 2. And I failed the shield surfing minigame 3 times. I'll have everyone know. I kept going for a midair wind bomb and kept killing myself like repeatedly. It was really impressive. Probably should have just did it the normal way. Probably should have just shield surfed, but I was stubborn. But yeah.
You know, I've also failed at going for the shield surf, so maybe Big Bob is the safer way.
Yeah. Also died so many times in this game.
You had some really unfortunate deaths.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
just like me being dumb, me like not thinking enough about it. That's mainly that's the main problem of this round. I was just like not thinking enough about it.
Hmm. Well, it's not entirely your fault too, right? Because like in bingo, your mind is thinking about so many different things, right? Like you're like, okay, what am I doing right now? What am I going to do after this? What are all the little tiny pieces that I need to finish this row? And when you
Yeah.
have all those things like going through your head, it's so hard to remember like, oh, I'm on half a heart while BTBing in cold. Maybe I should eat one food. You know, it's like those little things like that are so easy to forget, I feel like in bingo, which lead to a lot of just kind of like silly deaths or preventable deaths. But like in the grand scheme of things, it's just hard to kind of always be on top of everything in a bingo, especially in a hard board like this. You can't really blame yourself too much.
And especially because like we're just accustomed to like just running normally with no time of day, that like
Yeah.
the quick weather changes really do mess you up without even knowing.
And like nighttime bokoblins, you know, just like things being there that you're not expecting is so common, I feel like, in bingo.
Yeah.
I was about to lose my mind when I died like cold damage after getting like the. It was a bad angle for the BDB, but at least I got the BDB. It would have been like somewhere close.
It
Would have
was
been,
so
like one
sad.
wind bump, and then would have been like somewhere around there.
You were
But
maybe like
I was
like
so
a
mad.
half a second away from getting out of the cold area too. That was the worst part about it, was you were so
Yeah.
close.
I was like, oh yeah, this should have happened more. Oh well.
Yeah.
But GG though. You guys already were secured in the top 4.
Yeah.
Tay, you'll be moving on to grand finals, facing the winner of you're adorable kitten, Tay. You'll be facing the winner of Depir versus Zinbars, which is happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Chat, do you have any last second questions for the runners? Oh my gosh, a little high smiley face and heart. Look at that. You guys are the best.
Oh yeah.
No.
No chat. All right.
Well,
Well, that's it from me. Yeah, I guess
it was
close
fun
the
being in the tournament, I guess. Also the
Glad you
custom
enjoyed
boards
it.
were a lot of fun. I was just like having problems with this, but that's actually what made it like interesting, because it wasn't just like doing the routes, doing the things I always do, but it was like really had to think about it. And
Mhm.
yeah, I wish good luck to Sin
I'm scared.
and Tay, who still have their matches. Also Tapir, but Tapir is probably not here.
Yeah.
GG's and good luck, Zen
Yeah.
and Tapir. I gotta verse the winner of that one, Monka has.
I'm really excited for grand finals. That's gonna be super, super tough
Yeah,
match.
it's gonna be exciting just because it's lockout. This whole tournament's been fun, and like the custom boards have been really fun to watch. But
Love
it's nice to
lockout.
watch a good quality lockout. You know, where your decisions have a big impact on the other runner. So
Oh yeah, I want to see that lockout.
I'm
I'm kind of
excited for
glad I'm not in lockout. Not gonna lie.
yeah, it's
Lockout is like a lot of more stress and a lot of
It's
more
yeah.
trying to make fast decisions.
yeah. I can almost guarantee you the lockout isn't going to be sub-hour unless we see like 12 snipes in a row. Even then, I don't think it's going to be
I
a
mean,
sub-hour.
if your board is not like a short board, definitely not.
Yeah, there's basically no way. So, I think this was actually the longest custom board. Actually, finished like just over an hour.
It was a good
Yeah.
custom board.
Nice.
I had
Thank
to
you.
use my brain.
Well, I'm going to be putting that on my resume. Made taykage use his brain.
Yeah. The gears were grinding. After that failed fall damage cancel, I'm like, oh, I gotta actually try. I couldn't see the ground. The ground
That
was
was
like
your wake-up
invisible.
point. Was a
Yeah.
misfall damage cancel. That's so funny.
Well, thank you to Zin and Mules as well for calming. That was awesome.
Yes,
Being a
thank
part
you.
of
Too much for
that.
comms, yeah.
Y'all have huge brains and knowledge around this game.
Thank you, 31, Jason, for being our
Yeah.
restreamer. Big shout outs to Jason. He's
Yeah,
like
big shout outs.
he came in here like halfway through this tournament and stepped up, and he has been knocking it out of the park. Thank you so
Grinding.
much. Yeah, thank you so much for restreaming.
Yeah.
But with that though, I think that's everything we have. Be sure to come back tomorrow for the second semifinals match. We're gonna be rating GD Gert. Spam him with some love. Hit him with some heart emotes.
Go Gert.
Mashers.
Hit him with the mashers. Yeah.
Yes.
I was so scared, Apple. After my full damage cancel, I was like, oh god, this is very bad.